was an Egyptian.
That's good, Apostle. Wow.
See, so how did they become European? And all the trouble that's in the world today, Christianity has failed. Oh, and I am a Christian, but we failed. And one reason why is because there's so much untruth that has infiltrated our faith until it has become next to impossible to unite Christians. The reason why Islam is doing so well in the world is because they can unite one another.
Wow.
We still divided as Christians.
Yes.
Hello. Now, I ain't getting ready to go join Islam because I know the truth of Islam is not the truth. I'm in trouble now.
Wow.
Don't want to get in trouble. You know. However, truth is true. You know, in America, racism was endorsed by the church. Christianity endorsed racism. Oh. God never endorsed, I'm already in my message. God never endorsed racism. He did endorse, however, a class system.
A class system, that's good.
He endorsed class. Here's what he said to Israel in Deuteronomy 28. He said, Deuteronomy 28:12, somebody go there. And the Lord shall open unto you his good treasure. Can you put it up over?
Yes, sir.
Deuteronomy 28:12. He said, and the Lord shall open unto you his good treasure, the heaven to give rain upon your land in this season. Watch this, and to bless all of the work of your hands. That's what he said to Israel. Now watch what God did. He endorsed the class system. He said, and the Lord shall make you the head and not the tail. That's class. That is a system that God is putting his stamp of approval on, where somebody's got to be the head and somebody's got to be the tail. But he's talking to Israel, his people, saying the Lord shall make you the head and not the tail. I love being the head. And you'll never be the head if you act like, think like the tail. Somebody say amen.
Amen.
And so my understanding, Apostle Brown, is very fruitful. I understand that we got a real mountain to move as it relates to who we are as a people. Tell the Lord thank you.
Thank you, Lord.
And so that's okay. We are so divided until something is going to have to happen. I like what it says in Deuteronomy 28:12. He says, and the Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure. It says good treasure.
Good treasure.
And when he talks here about his good treasure, the word treasure there is from a word in the original text. If I can get it real quick, you want to look at this word treasure because it is important. And I'm going to try it. Let's see. I see it. I got it. Click it. Please click it for me so I can get it. There. Okay. Y'all mind if I teach?
Teach.
You mind?
Teach.
Let's see. Apostle, you got this place set up, boy. Let's see. Let's get a pronunciation. Turn the speaker up. Hey, listen at the pronunciation.
Okay, it's on, Apostle. Here.
It's on. This is Otsar. I'm close. My pronunciation is pretty close. That's what I would have said. Otsar. Watch this for treasure. for treasure. It means, it's interpreted treasure, but it also meant storehouse. It meant depository. Hello. So he could have said, the Lord shall open unto you his depository.
Wow.
His good treasure, his depository. And I don't believe that he's talking about a natural place when he says, the Lord shall open unto you his good treasure. Is this all right?
This is beautiful.
His depository, his storehouse, his cellar. Those are some of the words that could have been put there. The Lord shall open unto you. Let's see. How do I get this to work? Let's see. I'm working on it. Don't help me. Don't help me. So Strong's, he said, the Lord shall open unto you his good treasure. And 61 times the word Osar is interpreted treasure. 10 times is interpreted treasury. It's also interpreted storehouses and storehouse 3 times. Twice is interpreted cellar. I like that interpretation, armory. Only 1 time it's interpreted armory. Now, an armory is a place for strategies are kept.
Wow.
Strategies and weapons. It says strategies and weapons. Right now, Texas has a state armory for the National Guard.
Yes, it does.
And they got weapons there.
Right.
They got weapons. They got strategies there. Say if something happened where there is some type of civil disobedience, that strategy will be launched to bring people back into order. Somebody saying that right here in Texas. So when he said the Lord shall open unto you his armory,
I receive that.
that there's a strategy in you for war. Touch yourself and say, there's a strategy in me for war. And I expect the Lord to open it to me. Is that all right? Now I'm going off the top of my head. Is that all right? Apostle, I don't know how to change this, but I want you.
I'm with you, Apostle.
Because I'm going to have to come back here.
That's fine.
Okay, go to Psalms 17. Psalms 17 and 14. Now I got to come back here. Okay. Is it all right?
Yes, sir.
I'm not a techie. I ain't techie savvy. Apostle is. And so
Psalm 17.
Psalm 17 and 14. Okay.
There you go, Apostle.
That's what I want. Now I'm going to go back to Deuteronomy.
Yes, sir.
So look at what Psalm 17 and 14 says. It says, for men which are thy hand, O Lord, for men of the world, which have their portion in this life. Somebody got a portion in there. Somebody got their portion. Why not us? Why ain't got my portion? God is such a God. What word do I want here? God is such a God of opulence. There's a law of opulence. A law of opulence, a law of wealth. And he's such a God of opulence. And one of the laws of opulence is that there is enough wealth in the world for everybody to be rich. I said again, there is enough wealth in the world. The law of opulence, or the law of wealth. There is enough wealth in the world for every person on the planet to be a multi-millionaire. I'll say it again. There is enough wealth and enough resources in the earth for every person on the planet to be a multi-millionaire. That's a law. God would never put more people here than he can accommodate. He ain't that kind of God. So here's what happened. Everybody else got a portion but us. I want my portion.
Me too.
Somebody said, where's my portion?
Where's my portion?
He said, for men which are thy hand, O Lord, I like that because that word hand, yod, in the Hebrew, which means your power, your dominion, your hand, the power, with God's power. And he says, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life. Watch this. And whose belly? I want you to hit that word belly, because that's key. And whose belly? Baton. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Baton.
Huh?
Baton.
Baton. Okay, baton. See, I don't speak it, but I'm close. Watch this. Watch what it means. Take what this is good. Don't laugh at me, please. Let me. It means womb. Womb. Womb.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
So when did a man get a womb? And where is a man's womb? From men which are thy hand, O Lord. From men of the world which have their portion in this life. And whose belly, or whose womb thou fillest with thy hid treasure. So my womb is filled with his hid treasure. So when he said he gonna open unto me his good treasure, and the Lord shall open unto you his good treasure. That's Deuteronomy, right?
Yes, yes.
The Lord shall open unto you his good treasure. Now he's telling you and I where that treasure is. And whose belly thou fillest with thy hid. Anything that's hid is obscured. Everybody don't know where it is because it's hid. So, if I got a womb, where in the world is my womb? Because that's what he said my treasure is. It's in my womb. Well, here's what a womb is. Every woman got one. It's a place where life is conceived. Woo!
A womb, a place where life is conceived.
Womb is the place of conception.
Wow.
A woman conceives. So, if this is spiritual and if it's revelatory, and it is, then the place of conception for a man can't be the womb because he don't have one. Right?
Yes.
So if where in the world is my place of conception? For men, which are thy hand, O Lord. For men of the world, which have their portion in this life, and whose belly, whose womb, whose baton thou fillest with thy hid treasure. And what did we say the treasure was? It's an armory, it's a storehouse, it's a depository. Right. Somebody said, the Lord shall open unto you his good treasures.
Good treasure.
And I'll put a deposit in you. And there's a deposit in you.
Yes.
Now anytime you understand what a deposit is, you got to know that somebody got there and put it there for future use. You got a deposit in your account. You put money in your bank account. You deposit it, don't you?
Yes.
And when you need it, what do? You go and draw on that deposit.
Yes.
Because it's there.
Yes.
It's a deposit. So God in his infinite wisdom put a deposit in us. That he deposited your wealth in you for real. And so while we're looking on the outside for wealth, wealth is really on the inside.
Okay.
Here come on. I have a wealth of ideas.
That's right.
I got some ideas. Somebody say ideas.
Ideal.
Yes.
Right now, he can give you an idea that'll make you rich.
Yes.
Is that all right?
That's right.
I have a wealth. I have a wealth of ideas. I have a deposit in my depository. In my armory, there's a strategy in me. Touch your neighbor and say, there's a strategy in me.
There's a strategy.
The Lord will have to open it up to you.
The Lord is ready.
So he says, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. And then he says, they are full of children. That's deep. That's really deep. Really, he wants you to know that what you are able to produce, what you are able to birth, is like your children. Somebody say amen.
Amen.
A woman has unlimited potential. And he said, but he ain't talking about women, he said men. Which includes women. But he can't just be talking about the female. That's why he used the word men. Because he's talking about me too. And it has to be spiritual, because he could not be talking about me in the natural, because in the natural that's impossible for me. Hello. I don't have a womb. Hello. So what, how does this work? Medically, every woman, y'all gotta help me out now. Ladies, y'all gotta help me out. I'm not too adversed in this, but I do have a little bit of understanding that you have eggs, right? And they say that you start out in life. They don't get in you later. You're born with them.
Born.
Hey, ain't that good? You're born with them. They don't. That's not a deposit that come later. You're born with them.
Amen.
See, in the natural, over a period of time, you lose them through the cycle over a long period of time, but you're born with millions in you. So even as a 1-year-old baby, you were full of treasure, full of wealth. Am I going there? Watch this. And then to show you how powerful this is. In your fathers, in the male sperm, can I get real deep? In a male sperm, when he impregnates a woman, anywhere from 250 million to 400 million sperm cells enter into her womb, where there are millions of eggs. And all that one cell out of hundreds of millions only need to touch and penetrate one egg. Look at that potential. That's God. That's God wanting us to know how much potential we got. Touch your neighbor and say, I'm full of potential.
I'm full of potential.
Whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children. There it is. And the rest of that substance to their babes. Okay, that's good. What do I want to do here? What do I want to no, I don't want to go back to Deuteronomy yet. I want to go to Matthew 13. Let's look at what Jesus said about this. Am I doing okay?
Yes.
I ain't hooping. I'm not a hooper. I tell people all the time, you got to know what you want when you come to my service. You got to know what you want. Because if you want to be just excited, then you might need to get you another preacher. Because I'm not the most exciting preacher there is. And I don't try to be. I used to preach until my socks was wet. You could rain water out my socks. I just don't, that hurts. That's painful. I ain't trying to kill myself. I'm trying to get people to get a hold of something. Matthew 13 and 51. Let's see. That'll be Matthew 13 and 51. Yeah. Watch what Jesus says. Jesus said, have you understood? And Jesus said unto them, have you understood all these things? So I'm going to ask y'all, have y'all understood all these things? I love Jesus, don't you? He said, I want to be plain. I don't want you to leave with no misinterpretation or no misrepresentation. And I don't want you to leave without knowing what it is that I'm talking about. So he asked them, have you understood? He had just got people talking and giving them parables. So he says, I want you to know, have you understood all these things? Did you understand what I was saying? Then, and they said to him, yea, Lord. I like their answer. And then Jesus said, well, in case you didn't fully understand, let me just give you this parting shot on this subject. He says, then said he unto them, therefore every scribe, look at here, which is instructed unto the kingdom of heaven, is like unto a man that is a householder, which bringeth forth out of his treasure,
Out of his treasure.
out of his treasure, things